Jesus stills stormy water. Mark 4. Bible stories again. And it all started in the New Testament. Now, everything will change. There is God in all the stories that we read. Well, not really. But if you look at the continents, look who's here. King Jesus. King Jesus. So now let's see what Jesus does with the stormy water. Mark 4. One day, Jesus was near a lake. He was teaching a crowd of people. He told parables to help them understand God's love. These stories inspired people to live for God. Jesus hopped into a boat along the shore. That way, everyone could see and hear him. In the evening, he finished teaching. He told the disciples to jump into the boat. They would cross the lake together. So have you ever went through a lake or a river on a boat and just floated until you reached more land? That's what Jesus was doing. I think so. Yeah, he was traveling through the lake. Alright, I reached my next destination. Walk, 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 walk. Alright, got there. Alright, now let's take a boat. That's what they were kind of doing. They were going to everyone. So they were alright, we reached our destination. Not in this story. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's go there. Let's go here. Let's go here. Alright, let's hop onto a boat and go. And now we're on the boat. In the evening, Jesus went to the back of the boat. He put his head down and fell right to sleep. Maybe that's why he didn't hear the wind. It started to howl. The waves began to swell. Water in the boat was rising. So fear was in the mind of the disciples. They worried about the storm crashing around them. They decided to wake their master. Jesus stood up. I want to see Jesus real quick. I'll get Jesus real quick. I don't mean real Jesus, I mean plushie Jesus. I will be telling the story now. I guess you are. I will be telling the story now. He shouted 3 words. Quiet. Be still. The wind stopped. The waves calmed down. The disciples were thankful they weren't going to drown. That's true. Jesus asked, "Are you so afraid? Why are you so afraid? Do you still doubt God's care for you?" The disciples looked at one another with wide, surprised eyes like this. Even the wind and the waves obey him, they said. After seeing this miracle, their faith in Jesus grew stronger, which made him stronger too. I think that's how it goes. Hey, Mom.
What?
Isn't when God gets more angels, he gets more stronger?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard something about that. Anyway, that wasn't true. They said, after seeing this miracle, their faith in Jesus grew stronger. I said that line just to say that. Yay! And the verse is, the followers were afraid and asked each other, what kind of man is this? Even the wind and waves obey him. Mark 4:41. Alright, and that's the end. Oh, and Jesus has something to say to you. Never, ever, ever disobey God. Well, I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say never, ever, ever stop believing in God. It is your choice. But don't forget about him. He can help you out in times like how I saved the water. Well, saved them from the water. He can do miracles like that for you. You. Yeah, you. He can do miracles like that for you. And if you even want to do songs with him, there are worship songs on a Christian radio that we listen to. I don't know if you guys have it, but still. Alright, bye!